All right, here we go. Man in the Basement, episode 2, May 10th. Here we go. Hey everybody, welcome back. It's your boy, the Man in the Basement, Deacon Cassidy, Kevin Murphy. Go by a couple names, couple handles. I'll explain that real quick. So in the acting world, the comedy world, sometimes you have a phony name, sometimes you use your real name. So some people ask me, like, what's this Deacon Cassidy thing? Deacon Cassidy, it's not a pornography, it's not a vulgar thing. It was just a show name I used when I toured the circuit. Because Kevin Murphy is the most basic name in the world. It's the John Smith of Irish. So I tried to come up with a cool name. I think I started it when I was like 22 years old. Anyway, hope that clears it up. Deacon Cassidy 00013 at gmail.com. Hit me up. Suggestions, comments, hates, likes, loves, whatever. I just wrapped up a show about college. I have a couple announcements too. First of all, before I get into my thing, James Gregory passed away. Comedy legend, 78 years old, cardiac issues. So I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the fact that this man passed away. He's a legend, pioneer. I'm sure there's going to be tributes and a lot of things. So as comedians, we're in a small fraternity, and if you don't know who he is, look him up online or ask your parents, because I guarantee if you're under the age of 20, your parents know exactly who I'm talking about. So the Gregory family, our thoughts and prayers are with you. God bless. James Gregory. Hard to move on from that when you give a dedication such as that into comedy. It's kind of a no-no, but I did it anyway. But I do have an announcement. I did it on the last show. I have, and eventually she'll be brought on to Age Gap. The Man in the Basement does have a producer, new producer, Chinese girl. She is, I wrote this down, but it will tie into this episode. She is the panda from Panjin. She is my Pungyo Killer Club. Killer Cub. I messed up the last part. I'm sorry. You have to edit that. Killer Cub, the panda from Panjin. She's not even from Panjin. I just looked it up. But we have. Well, I have hired a new Chinese intern, and man, she is getting paid in mad won. And by won, I mean wonton soup. You didn't like that. It's all right. But that brings me to my next point. I want to talk about comedy. And, as most of the subscribers know, I do the other show, the Age Gap podcast with Luke Kang, another comedian. And, we're talking about top 3, the rappers and all this stuff. I think we're top 3 podcasts. I want to, if we got beef, it's on me, Luke Kang, you can step out. But if you take a look at the basement, you want to come to the basement, man, I think we're top 3, me and Luke, because we don't got ghostwriters, we don't got, we have a Chinese girl who works for wonton soup. That's what we have, okay? That's our budget. No, she gets paid. It's all right. The government just kicks in the door. No, she's cool as hell. Anyway, so I love the top 3 beef. I love these top 3 because I'll go toe to toe on any podcaster, because we don't have ghostwriters. You can look behind this curtain. There's nothing there. There's no script writers. There's no direct. Look at this lame ass. That's what we on. Check out how I promote the email. That's how I promote the email, dog. I'm giving a Chinese girl an opportunity for credit, for IMDb credits, to get into UCLA, USC, and I love it. She's great. I gave her the name Killer Cub, the panda from Panjin, and she's not even from Panjin. Probably not even been from Panjin. But I know I'm a lot smarter than I look. You know, I know what's that? Peng Yo, Chinese friend. Chingu, Korean friend. Tomodachi, Japanese friend. Mohara, Irish. I know a lot of shit. Anyway, we're gonna keep it rocking and rolling comedy, and I'm glad to see comedy is returning. It's back in a way. Like me and Liu Kang, we do age gap, and when we first started out, we were he was more than I, but there was checks and balances. There was certain edits that was like, okay, you went too far, you went too far. What I'm loving about comedy is those checks and balances, they've kind of taken a back seat. Watch the roast of Tom Brady. Tom Brady, pretty boy, billionaire, once married to the most beautiful Victoria's Secret model in the world. If there's anyone to hate, it would be him. Multiple time Super Bowl world champion. I mean, I'm not even the world champion of online solitaire, okay? So every man in the world envies this dude or hates, and he put himself up for a roast. Now, I've never been a big fan of the roast. I think it's kind of chicken shit, you know, like, oh, you have bad teeth, you're ugly, your wife's fat. Like, you can go as low, or it's very difficult to balance as a comedian. And furthermore, like Lou, shout out to Lou, he's good at crowd work and stuff like that. I'm not, once the show's over, I typically leave. If you want a photo, take a photo, whatever. Not to say I don't like or appreciate you being there. I just don't want to humiliate you. You know, I hate the comedy show. The Asians show up, they sit, they're just trying to have a good time. They always get it. The Asians always get it. And I'm like, man, that is a played routine. That is a played routine. So for Tom Brady, a pretty boy billionaire, to put himself in the crosshairs, I thought the whole thing was a gag. And then I watch it and I was like, damn, they are kicking him in the sack. And there's certain things you don't say. There's certain, like, you know, if I was to roast Lou, I'd be like, man, that goatee looks like, I don't know, you're a Mexican lawnmower guy. Like whack shit like that. Nobody would give it, like, it wouldn't be like, ooh, bad, whoa. They were going after this dude's family, his ex-wife, his career. I was like, damn. And his homies, like what's her name? Nikki Glazer. She basically called Gronkowski the R word, and other people did too. That Tony Higginson, man, he was just like, where was this 10 years ago when I was doing it, and people were walking out of the show, and the lights would get shut off on me. I was like, yo, I was doing this like 10, 15 years ago. And I was like, you can never play here again. I was like, what are you talking about? Just jokes. It's just jokes. Now it's back. Comedy is back. All that woke is gone, I believe. And or it's thinning out, I should say. There'll always be, you know, you can't make fun of trans, you can't make fun of gays. They were doing San Francisco jokes. When's the last time you heard a San Francisco gay guy joke on TV? You might have heard it on the internet. You might have heard it on cable. I was like, whoa, what? I was doing that 15 years ago. And people were like, boo, you suck, homophobe. And I was like, no, it's a joke. Leave me, you know. My co-host was a gay guy. So I'm looking at comedy through a different lens now. Like, comedy is the girl, as a comedian, comedy is the girlfriend that you break up with, and then like 3-4 years later, you're like, we had some good times. Like, maybe we should try it again, you know? And that's how I'm seeing comedy. Like, me and Lou, we've been doing the show, Age Gap Podcast. Subscribe, check it out. A year. I think me and Lou met like 3-4 years ago. And then COVID, lockdown, you know, family situations happened. So we separated. And now we're back together, and we're you know, Superman and Clark Kent. Like, we're two of the same people. And we're putting together these bomb-ass shows. I'm Man in the Basement. I've been a Man in the Basement since I was like 29 years old. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is comedy has made a comeback, and that's what this show is about. A year ago, I was working at this school, this academy. And it was international kids, typically France, Netherlands, Belgium, Chile, Colombia, Finland, like all these kids from all over. Their comedy set was way better than the late 2000s American set. They were busting balls like, geez. I was like, you can't do that on an American stage, man. How many comedy clubs? If you're a comedian out there and you're watching a rapper or a musician, and you've been booted, or you got the godlight, we call it the godlight, when they brighten up the stage, and they're like, you know, get the F off, you know. Let me know, because everybody got a story, or everybody should have it. If you're an artist, if you're a performer, you should have a godlight story. I had one. It was at I shouldn't say the name because they might have us back. But yeah, I was like new to California. I cut my mustard in New York. New York, I was big. And then Tokyo, I was really big. Tokyo, I was just always tourist, Superman, otaku, which means like dork. So I was just always a character. Very easy. So I come to LA, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna make it big. Like I know most of these people. I hit my first gay joke, and they were like, no, we never want to see you again. I'm like, no, like, these clubs like me. Like, I'm what? And it wasn't even offensive. It wasn't like I dropped the F word or like anything. I was just like, you know, a gay guy hit on me. It was a stupid joke. I mean, it's very forgettable. But the club was like, see you, kid. I was like, damn, wow. LA is a different beast, man. If I told that joke in New Jersey, I'd probably get a standing ovation, you know. So, anyway, this is a 2-parter episode. I'm in the basement. I'm in the studio. I get so many people to shout out. You know, James Gregory, R.I.P., Killer Cub, thanks for all your help. My homeboy, my partner in crime, Luke Kang, you let me know, dog. Things are happening. And I'm telling you, man, the climate of comedy is coming back. People are sick of the, I hate politics. It's coming back to just go out, enjoy yourself, have a couple cocktails, and put all your personal crap in the back. So yeah, I just want to shout out this studio too. Liu Kang put a lot of work with my assistance. We got a new set coming out for Age Gap, so shout out to Age Gap. Hit me up, DeaconCassidy.com. Killer Cub, you got to make that right. We got to add music to this. What else do I want? New things happening though. I'm going to try to keep these episodes short. and more relatable. And yeah, we got Top Cat up in the house. Pimp, he was my inspiration. But yeah, comedy's on the rise, man. Yo, and I also want to extend something, because we have a lot of comedy friends, and maybe they're cutting their hair too, and they're like, F this wokeness, F this muzzle, because on this show, let's just say this is age gap. Man in the Basement is the same. If you want to be a guest on Man in the Basement, just hit me up. Age gap, we have the same rule. Freedom of speech. Say whatever you want. Say whatever you want. Just don't incriminate yourself on camera. You know, you don't do crime with a check. If you say something stupid, please leave that in bed. That's why I take notes, like, because I have to remind myself, like, don't say something stupid. But if you want to be on the show, you want to be on Age Gap, you're a comedian, musician, artist, you got something to promote, I don't care. You make your own beer, you know, bring it on the show, whatever. I do want to shout out, I don't know, I guarantee 100% he does not watch this show. It not come across his radar. But Dave Rubin, the political commentator, before he was big time, he was on my show. He was on the Kevin Murphy show. And I'll never forget, you know, I used to arrive like an hour early. Dave shows up like 30 minutes early, and he's like, yo, good looking guy, well built. And he's like, hey man, can I run, this is a funny story. He goes, can I run my set by you? I never met the guy in my life. Didn't know a thing about him. And I'm like, yeah, sure, yeah, absolutely. And he starts telling this joke about being homosexual in college, and he put his partner in the closet, and like, the spin was, I put the gay guy in the closet and I'm gay, you know, because some kid wanted to use the computer in his room. That was the joke. And at the time, characters were a big thing. Everybody was doing a character. I never did a character. I was so stupid I used my real name. That's when I started going by Deacon Cassidy, which is clearly a porn star name. I don't know why I came up with it. I thought it'd be cool. Anyway, stupid. But everybody else had like a persona. They were a carpenter, a firefighter, a police officer, a priest, a teacher, you know, blah, blah, blah. Tons of characters, or they were Joey Pickles. Shout out to Joey Pickles. He's top 3. If you want, I think it would be Pickles, McCarthy, and Baron Vaughn. I think that would be my top 3. That was a $50 ticket that I think we gave that away for free, or we charged like $5. If you could see those 3 guys do 20 minutes today, that's a $75 ticket. Back in 2005, 2006, we were just letting people, yeah, whatever, I don't know. You got $5, all right, cool. And you got like 2 drink tickets too. Anyway, the point I was trying to make is Ruben ran his bit by me. And I was like, man, I did the same thing. I was like, yo, you can say whatever you want. It's free speech. I'm for free speech. But dude, just so you know, 80% of our audience, because Sean Hollenbach was the co-host, basically the brains of the operation, is a homosexual. But he's like a Broadway homosexual, like you don't have to guess. Where Ruben's like, he might play right field for the Mets. Like, you don't know. And he's like, yeah, no, I get it. Ruben goes, yeah, no, I get it, I'm gay. I was like, man, this dude is committed to the character. I said, man, I'll tell you again, last time, anything you want to say, fine, I don't care. But 80%, and our audience was like 50 people sometimes. Sometimes it was 5 to 50 between. And it was like mostly gay guys and like Asian women. It was a very bizarre crowd. But we had a lot of fun with it. And Ruben's like, no, I'm gay. And I'm like, man, this guy's really committed to the character. Because Matt McCarthy would tell me, he's like, yo, whatever you do, don't break character. whatever you do, don't break character. So I'm using my real name like an idiot. And Ruben's using his real name. And he's anyway, long story short, turns out he really was gay. And I think we did 3 or 4 shows together. And I think by the second or third show I got the gag. But I remember telling McCarthy, I was like, this is the most committed dude to the character I've ever met in my life. And McCarthy's like, oh, brother, he's gay. I felt like such a stooge, man. He's like, no, brother, he is gay. But anyway, shout out to Dave Rubin. Hey, if you ever do watch the show, if you want to be on the show, I would love it. And congratulations to you and all your McCarthy too, Barron too, Nick Cobb, the list goes on, Sean, anything. So comedy, I got to keep it short. Killer Cub is like giving me and I don't know, she's Chinese, so that might mean she's going to cut my head off or cut the show. Anyway, hit me up. Can you see it? Deacon Cassidy 00013 at gmail.com. All my international friends, I'm getting really disappointed with you because I'm coming there in the summer and I'm going to do shows in the summer. So I don't know why you're not hitting me up. I need lineups. I need places to go, especially Germany, France, and Netherlands. That's the big 3. Drake. Who's the other guy? Kendrick. I don't know. I wish Lou was here. He could explain it better. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Age Gap Podcast and The Man in the Basement, Cassidy 00013 at Gmail. Hit them all up and subscribe, and we'll come to your hometown. If you live across the country, I don't know, Kansas, Ohio, Oklahoma, you want to see me and Lou do our thing, hit us up, we'll make it happen. All right, guys, thank you so much. Peace, be safe, enjoy your weekend. All right, thanks.